Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back, troops, legionnaires, and any new recruits. Today I got something very cool for you all. The Fintiso Rook. This company reached out to me. I've been carrying it for about a week, taking it hiking with me, and now we're going to do some outdoor testing. Let's get to it. Legionnaires, let me know what you are carrying today. Well, along with this knife, I'm carrying my Woox Rock 62. Pretty awesome knife. What are you all carrying today? Veterans, active military, just want to say thank you very much for your service. Enjoy the video. Quick specs and features, troops. Let's get it done. Once again, this is the Fintiso Rook. Overall length, 8.11 inch. Blade length, 3.5 inch. Blade steel. Sandvik 14C 28N at a blade hardness of 60 to 62 HRC. Blade width when closed is 1.1 inch. Blade lock is a liner lock. Handle length is 4.6 inch. Handle material is a two-tone G10. This particular model is bright orange and black. It does come in black and green and black and white. They're actually pretty nice. You go check it out on their website. Weight of this knife is 0.23 pounds. Features tip-up carry, ergonomical handle, thumb hole, thumb flipper, and it does have zircon decorations for gentleman carry. Quick close-up, troops. Let's check out this knife real quick before we get to work. I love this blade shape. It's a wicked long-ass spear point. I am digging it. It's got a thumb hole. It's nicely rounded off over here. It is done very well. I'm just loving this blade. Let's take a look at the other side. Very small logos and letterings. I'm sure a lot of you will like it. Fintiso on one side and the blade steel on the other. Okay, it has a small sharpening choil. Beautiful two-tone handles in G10. I just love the way they did this. Okay, and you know, for gentleman carry, if you just want to carry it for gentleman carry, they have included two of these zircon decorative jewels here to make the knife look nice. But they also have a couple of different colors. The white one would be nice for gentleman carry. Take that to you know, a party of some sort of wedding or something, but very, very nice. Okay, liner lock. We're going to test that out, see how it works out. Skeletonized liners. They are steel. It does have these awesome column posts over here, and if you look closely, okay, that area right over here has a hole. I guess if you wanted to put a little lanyard on there, why not? You can do it. And there are the two jewels right there. Okay, the zircon. Pocket clip, unfortunately, it is not ambidextrous, but it does fit very nice in the pocket. It's very light. Okay, you can open it two ways with the thumb hole, all right, or with this thumb flipper. Very nice. It does a good job. Now, I know some of you want to look at the detent. My knife is a bit on the stiff side, but that's the way I like it, man. I do like my blades to close, you know, a little bit on the stiff side. Opening and closing, though, is not a problem. All right, troops, I think we're good to go, man. No use in just talking about this blade. We got to put it to work. We're going to do some light woodworking, okay? I need to test this knife out because it is pretty cool, and I just want you all to see I do have my hiking pack over there. It does have an axe and it does have a saw. However, this is a channel that tests out knives, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to test this out. Now, I have been testing this knife out at home, cutting up meats, vegetables. The knife is thin, it is slicey, and it works. It works really well in a, like, let's say, a camp environment or indoor environment. But now we're going to see how it handles the outdoors. All right, troops, just a little bit of light work, okay? Say you want to make a tent stake, all right? You can see it's already digging in. What I want to do first, you know, let's say you got you found a piece on the floor, and you just want to cut a small, well, you just want to make a more manageable piece, all right? And what I'm doing is I'm just digging into the wood right now without doing any kind of chopping, right? Don't want to say if I'm just too lazy, don't want to break out the axe for whatever reason. And again, this is a channel that tests out knives, right? I want to start this tent stake. Whoa, okay, good. All right, so it pretty much did it. All right, the knife was able to cut through. So let's start, let's say if we want to make the end first, do a little carving. Okay, here we go, nice and flat, and I was able to chamfer up the ends over here. You know what, let's take off the bark. Just give you an example how sharp this is, okay? Very sharp. Right, sometimes I'm lazy to, pull out the big knife or go for the axe or whatever, so you got your folder, your backup, you know what I mean? One thing I like about this folder, aside from the blade, the handle is really nice. Very, very ergonomical. As you can see, there is no blade play, there is no up and down. As I had mentioned before, very straight, out of the box. Just the only thing is some people might not like that. It's a little on the, stiff side to open and close. Me personally, I like that. I don't care about, about it being very loose. So now, you can see how nice this worked out. Now let's make the notch. Okay, I think I want to do it this way, yeah. And the spine is nicely rounded off, man. So the fit and finish of this knife is really, really awesome. And the coating, I've been using it, on meats and stuff like that. The coating, I don't know, whatever they're using is excellent. So you can see it's making this notch without a problem so far. And show you the slices that I'm making right now. Okay, see those thin slices over here? Very, very slicey blade. I love how thin that blade is. And it's a flat grind, it's not hollow grind. Quick work of making the notch. Okay. All right, hopefully you could see that. And now let's make the point. I'm going to make it a little bit longer than usual instead of making it stubby. Just digging in, man. There we go, troops. Look at that. All right. Now I got to ask the Fintiso people, I don't see any kind of a stop here. So I'm assuming that the stop is within the blade mechanism. So I find that very interesting. But you could see that works real well. Okay, so now let's, now that I got a tent stake, let's do some feather sticks with this knife. All right, troops, so what I want to do is show you real quick. You can look at those curls. You can see how nice and thin they are, how sharp this is. But these are already done. So, this is some pieces of wood that are already, cut from other testing. So why don't I just make, you know, something fresh? So I'll give it about the same size over here. All right. Let's do this again. I want to make feather sticks out of this log. And as you can see, I'm just digging right into the wood. Well, not log, but the branch. Okay. Whoops, I'll pick that up in a second. The knife feels pretty sturdy, man. Again, I don't know what the stop is over here, the stop mechanism from preventing the blade to go back, but whatever it is, it's sturdy. Let's get rid of this stick over here. Okay. All right, now, some light batoning, okay? Some light batoning, troops. Let me just make sure I'm in camera. I want you guys to get a good view of this. 1 second. Okay. So I want to make some feather sticks. Again, I don't have my other tools with me for whatever reason. Okay, that one's kind of thin. It'll still work. Okay, awesome. Just to show you, no blade play. Line of lock is in place. Make them even thinner. Perfect for small feather sticks. One of these days I'm going to bring in my firebox stove. Okay, I'll just pick those up in a second. But as you could see, I basically took this. Wow, today's not my day. I took this, made smaller pieces, and now I made feather sticks. But here's a little bit harder, drier piece of wood. Let's test this one out. Nice and light, troops. I'm not doing anything heavy duty. However, I'm trying to accomplish a task, and that's to make some, you know, smaller and thinner feather sticks. All right, one more time. Okay, not a bad task. You know, I didn't destroy the knife. It's no wobble, there's no wiggle. Let's close it. That looks straight. It's looking good. It opens up fine. Now I've got this wood that I showed you just now from here, and I've got this other piece, the dry piece. Let's make some nice feather sticks out of this. Excellent. Again, you don't want to pull out your big fixed blade or whatever it is that you have. You pull out your secondary folder, you know, and this knife, as you can see, is doing the job. Now, this is the wood that I cut over here. Let's do something a little bit harder and more drier. And again, you could see the very thin curls. Actually, you know what? Let me make some individual curls. And see the thin curls that I'm making with this knife. So you don't need to take out your big fixed blade folder, your Bowie knife, you know. Just take out this awesome Fintiso Rook. And you can do what you need to do with this, man. It's beautiful. All right, so now let's see. Wow, look how thin those are. So I was on a hike today, troops, and I saw 5 deer. I got to spook 2 at first. I actually snuck up on them, and they were just sitting there eating. And then one of them saw me, and then I just stood absolutely still. And they just kept on doing whatever it is that they were doing. And as soon as I pulled up my camera, I started filming them, and then they were like, whoop. And they took off running. Okay. That looks nice. Not bad. Not bad, okay? And you know, you got these nice smaller pieces here. You could see how thin everything is. Pretty nice. And you know what? I am so happy that more companies are using 14C28N steel. You know, I love D2, don't get me wrong, but you know, you got to appreciate, you know, some different budget steels. And this is no exception right here, man. Pretty good. Let's move on. I got some fat wood here, troops. I want to see how the knife handles the fat wood. You know, fat wood is pretty hard, sometimes a pain in the ass. So I want to see how this is doing. Making some shavings, and so far, you can see it's good, man. Wow, that smells fantastic. Definitely doing the job right here, okay? Look at that. So, you know, you have a limited supply of fat wood that you take on your hike, right? Because a lot of people don't like to take a lot of heavy things with them, depending on how far they go, how deep into the woods they decide to go. But, you know, maybe you're on a budget, so to speak, with your wood, you know, with your fat wood. So you just want to make some very nice thin slices, like I'm doing right now. And then you take your thin slices and you put it on top of this right here, of this other, you know, massive wood pile you may have made, your feather sticks, etc. So looks like the knife did a good job with the fat wood. Now I noticed that it does take off some of the nail material, so I'm kind of curious. You want to make a little bit of fluff from the fat wood. Okay, and I have it reversed too, and my liner lock is still engaged. So check that out. Again, it might not be for its intended purpose. It might not be the most efficient, but just in case you don't have something with you right then and there, I'm just showing you that it looks like it's working. Okay. Remember, the knife, as awesome as the knife is, it's a tool. You know what I mean? You know, you want to start a fire, and use whatever know-how that you have and whatever is at your disposal, you know, depending on your preparation, to get the job done, man. And I'm just, you know, showing you all that this spine can do a little bit of work. just small, something, you know, it's going to take a little effort, okay? It's not really made for it, but again, if this is all you have at your disposal, now you know that the Fintiso, the Rook, can do it, okay, which is good. Now, I don't know, let's try a piece of wood, man. Oh, good. Yeah, it looks like it's doing it. I'm just trying different angles, you know, to see what works. That's excellent, man. Cool. Let's move on. Just some mediums over here, maybe for camp tasks, etc. You know, I've got some paper, I've got some cardboard, seatbelt material, a little bit of leather, some paper handles, some synthetic rope, natural rope, some plastic twist ties. Let's start off with the piece of paper here, okay? Example of using the point. All right, you need to get specific with something. You can use the point. So that worked out real well. Let me see, for you guys out there who want paper, there you go, still sharp, okay? So let me put this down and we'll move on to the cardboard. Once again, it's pretty thin cardboard. It's still cardboard. You need to use your tip for whatever reason. Make some cuts. Maybe you're shipping something and you need to make the box smaller. I've done that with many knives. All right, you can see. Working good. All right, let me put this down. And let's move on. Let's see. The seatbelt material. I don't want to waste this, so let me just look at that. Look how nice that is. Okay, we got the seatbelt material that we got cut. Let's, you know, this might be good for law enforcement, first responders, firemen. They want something with color, visible, right? Here we go. That worked real well. Okay. And I got this paper. Let's do some push cuts. These are just handles from, you know, paper bags. They're actually pretty sturdy. So, you know, maybe you take this with you on your, you know, when you're hiking or something. Use it for some kind of firewood. I mean, for a fire startup. Okay. Here we go. Looking good. This is some tough stuff. I usually have some a hard time with this. You know, trying to cut. 1 second, troops. Let me get organized here. There we go. All right. Synthetic rope. This is some resource that I found on the floor. Push cuts. Let's do it. All right. Obviously capable. Let's cut a little piece off. Right? You're camping, you need to tie something off. There's a little excess, you want to get rid of it. Done deal, okay? Next, let's try these twist ties. I've noticed a lot of content creators use twist ties. You know, a lot of the bushcrafters or easy. You know, you could do a lot with this, with these twist ties, when you're camping or hiking or out in the field, and you need a knife to cut to get, you know, move on and keep on hiking. So that worked out well. We have some of this rope over here. Again, push cut with the rope. All right. Now we can make, you know, something for the fire. Again, light material, plentiful. You just maybe need a little bit of it. and you light it up, and you put your fire, your feather sticks, etc. that I use the knife for. Let's see. All right, let's do some cutting. There we go. There we go. Nice. Another piece. Now, I have, I don't think this is leather. This is some kind of synthetic leather. But if you remember, I used other knives to cut these little Velcro pieces into something smaller. And this is how I'm using them to keep this belt tied up. Okay. Let's say you need to use the point on your leather for whatever. This knife has the perfect point to get your job done. I actually have a belt that I use for hiking, and it broke. The belt broke, so I cut it. I cut the broken part. Okay, threw it out and fixed it. Was able to put the leather belt back into the buckle and screw it back on, and I have my belt. Okay, as you can see, that push cut was easy. And this is some synthetic stuff, so whatever it is in there, it's pretty thick. Okay, great demonstration of this knife and some uses. All right, troops, I like this knife. I like it a lot, and it did the job. And look, no blade play, no up and down. That liner lock is working just fine. It closes, it opens up with the thumb, close, opens up with the hole. No rattle, no noise. It's a tough little folder, and I like it. Like I said, I just wish Fintiso had the olive drab green version in stock, man. I mean, that's my kind of color, but their white one's pretty nice too. However, you got to look past the aesthetics and use the knife as a tool. All right, man, let's conclude. All right, not a bad companion knife or a backup knife to have on you. I mean, that knife did all that work over there. Okay, it did some outdoors, and it did some camp tasks. I've done work with this knife in the kitchen. It is slicey, and it does the job. Man, you could take this hunting for sure. And you've got that orange. It's visible. In some of the states that you need to have orange, you can match your camouflage outfit with the orange on there when you're going out hunting. You drop the knife, you could easily pick this up. I think there's a benefit to some of this, the orange G10 scales. But, I digress. Look at the work that this knife did. Definitely you can do camp tasks. Definitely you could do some outdoor tasks. Now, remind you, light work. You saw that it did it. The knife is working just fine. There's no blade play. The knife is still sharp. I love that 14C 28N steel. It just holds its edge, man. It did a fine job. And oh, one more thing I want to show everybody. Okay, ferro rod. She sparks, man. Okay, that's another added plus for everybody. Let me put this down here and add this to the pile. All right, a folder sparks. Okay, so if you're one of those that use their knives to spark up a ferro rod, now you've got a folder that does it too. Fantastic. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, this was the Fintiso Rook, and it did a fine job. I just want to say thank you very much for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this blade. I think it's pretty badass. Let me bring awareness, everybody. Hashtag 22 a day, hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military that once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides. Call those phone numbers. Surf those websites. Go talk to somebody. There's also a heartfelt message from one of your own. Martin Miller, Vietnam veteran, 66 to 69. Please seek the help you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, as always, thank you very much. At the ready, troops, hold the line. Take care. Legionnaires!